At this time, I call the November meeting of the County Commission to order. We have with us tonight Mr. Freddie Edmonds. Freddie is a member of the Martin's Crossroads CH Church in Lincoln County. Sunday school teacher, choir, sits in the choir, takes up the offering. A good community representative. He's the chaplain for the Lincoln County Leisure Services Department at the Senior Citizens. And he's going to give our invocation, and Commissioner Clyde will lead us in the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Let us pray. Oh, dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for your many blessings, Lord. You bless us so much each and every day. You bless us when we're in the valley. All we got to do is look to you. And you bless us when we're on the mountain. When we forget about you, Lord, but you are still there. And we thank you, Lord. We ask you to just watch over us. And Lord, we thank you for your mercy and your grace, which you showed us, when this horrific storm come through. And it left so much damage, Lord. But you were there. You were there because we experienced a very minimal loss of life in the CSR. I think it was only one here in our home county of Lincoln County. But Lord, we thank you so much. We ask you to just be with us. Be with the chairmen tonight, Lord, because the decisions they make is not only going to affect them, but it's going to affect others in this county and some decisions out of this county, Lord. And we just ask you to just be with us and show us the way. For it's in your holy name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4 is a motion that we approve the minutes of the previous meetings as sent to you.
I make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tankersley, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and the motion is carried. Item 5 is the approval of the agenda. We would like to take off item number 20. That's the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia Retirement Amendments and Resolutions. The resolutions and amendments have not arrived to us yet. I ask the clerk to place it on the agenda for the December meeting. Anyone opposed to that change on the agenda? Okay. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda as amended?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion is carried. Item 6 is departmental reports. 6A is the Office of Emergency Services Director Casey Broom.
Chairman and Commissioners, good evening. As always, it's an honor to be here. You have my submitted reports. I'll accept any questions that you may have.
Any questions, Director Broom?
I provided an update. I should have started with that. There was a slight numerical error on the hospital transport, and that's a correction for that.
Had 127. Did you add to it?
It had 131 on one. The number was 127.
Okay, thank you. 6B is Recreation Director Latrellis Glaze, and I see him here.
Good evening, Chairman, Board of Commissioners. Got a written report in front of you.
You have his report in your books. I guess we'll soon be getting started with some work out at the
He actually came Tuesday. We'll start work, the Monday after Thanksgiving where there's no breaks in between.
Okay, sounds good. Any questions, Director Glade? If not, thank you. 6C is Finance Director Dawson.
Chairman, Commissioners, you have our printed reports. If there's nothing else to add, I'll give you the fund balances.
Any questions, Director Dawson? Proceed.
General fund, these are going to be cash and cash equivalents ending October 2024. General fund, $2,828,894. SPLOST 7 fund, $2,094,418. Transportation SPLOST fund, $1,064,342. American Rescue Plan fund, $551,859. Solid Waste Fund, $546,931. Water Fund, $332,566. Water Fund Reserve, $331,066. And our Emergency Fund, $307,856. We have several other funds, but those are the major funds. And all of our funds, cash and bank and all of our funds at the end of October was $8,496,960. Our Raymond James investment accounts, our 12-month CDs are $1,623,246. Our enhanced savings account, $530,673. Our total in Raymond James is $2,153,919. Our total cash and cash equivalents at the end of October was $10,650,878. My report, Chairman.
Any questions, Director Dawson?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Collins?
On fund number 275, motel tax fund, what is the balance?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question,
A
sir.
motel tax fund,
Yes, sir.
what is the balance?
The balance of that is $84,732.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you, Director Dawson. 6D is Public Works. I got it somewhere. Where's my Public Works? Oh, I see it. I see it. Excuse me. Director Acker, you gonna do this or me?
Chairman and Commissioners, you have my report. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Director Acker.
I've got,
Commissioner Tankersley.
on the new single family, that's year to date, I'm assuming, 9 total,
Should be highlighted out to the side here today.
62,
That's right.
9 for the month of November.
That's
or
right.
October.
9 for the month, October, 62 for the year.
Is that up from last year?
Running close to the same,
Thank
which is down from a few years, but hopefully it'll pick up this coming year. In fact, you've seen a pickup in the last month or so, didn't you?
Yes.
I think it was 7 last month, maybe. First couple of months, it wasn't any. Any other questions, Director Ike? We appreciate you stepping in on Public Works. You do a good job. Thank you. No leaving, though. All right, 6E is Community Development. Do you have anything with Community Development?
you. No, we did not.
No zoning tonight.
No, sir.
Any questions, Hub, with no zoning? Thank you, Director Acker. Item 7 is Small Business Administration Disaster Loan Information. Mr. Brian Beard is with us. Director Broom, you have anything to do, or you want him just to come forward? If you would, pull into that microphone pretty good. I don't hear as well this month as I did last month.
Okay,
Push it up a little bit where you can get it. There you go.
okay. And I've got a nice deep voice too, so. Okay, well, yeah, my name is Brian Beard. I'm a public affairs specialist for the Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. And I want to thank the chairman and all the commissioners for the opportunity to share this information with everyone in Lincoln County today. As you know, as you may know, the SBA works alongside FEMA after a presidential disaster declaration such as Hurricane Helene, and we offer low-interest, long-term loans to homeowners, renters, businesses, and nonprofits to cover damage that's not covered by insurance or another source. So anyone living in any of the 63 counties in Georgia that were part of that disaster declaration, including Lincoln, can apply for a low-interest loan from us to cover damage that's not covered by insurance or FEMA or another source. There's no cost to apply, and you have 2 months to decide if you get a loan offer, and you can easily decline that loan offer at no cost to you. So I like to tell people to keep their options open, apply now and decide later. If you don't know how much money it's going to cost to do all the repairs to your home or business, or if you haven't received an insurance settlement yet and you're not sure how much is going to be covered by insurance, you can go ahead and apply. We're not going to cover what is covered by insurance, but you don't have to wait for the insurance settlement. You can go ahead and apply for the loan and even, get some of that money to start rebuilding, and when that insurance settlement comes in, it could be directly paid off the loan. There's no interest or payments for the first year of the loan, and the first payment is not until 1 year after disbursement. So if you pay off your loan in less than a year, there's no interest charged. Even if you've already used a credit card or gotten a loan from the bank to cover damages and repair your home or business, or to replace your business inventory or equipment, you can still apply for an SBA loan and replace that more expensive debt with a low interest loan from us with much better terms. After that first year with no interest or payments, the fixed interest rate will not change for the life of the loan. The fixed interest rate for most homeowners and renters is only 2.813%, and for most businesses as low as 4%, and then 3.25% for nonprofits. So it's much cheaper than another source of credit. For example, a $24,000 loan with a 30-year term would only be about $75 a month. So it's very reasonable to cover what is not covered by insurance. So we encourage people to, not wait until they think they might need that money, but go ahead and apply before the January 7th deadline to keep your options open. You can always decline that loan offer at no cost to you as well. The original deadline was November 29th for registering with FEMA and for applying with the SBA. That was recently extended. The governor requested an extension, and the White House approved that. And so the deadline is now January 7th for applying for SBA and also to register with FEMA for assistance. The loans can be up to 30 years with small payments, as I mentioned. If you have a high insurance deductible, if your home is insured against wind damage, but you have a high insurance deductible, that's the portion that's not covered by insurance. So you could get a loan for the $5,000 or $10,000 deductible, and at a very reasonable rate. And if
Does that also include a high premium? Our insurance man's here tonight, and I just wanted to see if y'all could help us pay this premium.
Well, the premium, I don't know about that. That's on yourself, but yeah, they don't want to give you the whole thing. They want to take back that deductible, so we're here to help you cover that, so you don't have to pay that out of pocket or use up what savings you have. You can have that as an option. In addition to covering the damage that's not covered by insurance, if you're approved for a loan, you can also request an additional 20% of the total damage for mitigation to build back stronger and prevent future damage. So if you had $50,000 in damage and a $5,000 deductible, you could, the other part is covered by insurance, you could get a loan for that $5,000 deductible and also ask for another $10,000, which is 20% of that total damage, to be used to put on a stronger roof or storm shutters or a retaining wall or something to prevent future damage. For loans up to $50,000, there is no collateral and no closing costs. So if your loan is $50,000 or less, whether it's for your home or business, you don't have to put a lien, on your home or business to get that loan. You still have to demonstrate the ability to repay. And based on the estimated damage by the SBA inspector and your ability to repay, homeowners can borrow up to $500,000 to repair their home, their primary residence, where they live at least half of the year. And both homeowners and renters can borrow up to $100,000 to repair or replace personal property, the contents of the home, including a vehicle. And then businesses and nonprofits can borrow a total of $2 million that would include physical damage, possible mitigation to prevent future loss, and also economic injury. So a small business or a private nonprofit can borrow money to cover their monthly expenses if they've had a drop in sales as a result of the storm and they're not able to meet their monthly bills, so they could get a working, even if they didn't have any physical damage at all, a small business could still get a working capital loan to cover those monthly expenses until they're back up to speed again. Okay, and for homeowners and renters with damage, it's important to register first with FEMA to see if FEMA can help you out. They'll make sure the home is safe to live in, so if your home is not safe to live in, you definitely want to register with FEMA first. They might be able to provide rental assistance for a place to stay until your home gets fixed, or for a renter as well. So that's an important first step. And then anything not covered by insurance or FEMA, we can cover with an SBA loan. So there are several steps in the application process. So if someone gets a letter or learns in the online portal that they've got a denial of their loan or they've been put into withdrawal status, that might just mean that we don't have enough information to properly assess your creditworthiness. And so you need to read that letter carefully and see what other information needs to be provided, and upload that information into the online portal before you click on a request for reacceptance. Or you can come and visit us in one of the disaster recovery centers and talk to an SBA person in person to learn what else you need and make sure you have all the information necessary. And I'll go over the locations of that in a second. It's important when you're applying for a loan to include all the assets of everyone in your household, the income and assets, not just that of the homeowner, to better show your ability to repay the loan. And also wanted to mention that although our home loans are for your primary residence where you live at least half the year, if you have a rental property that, a vacation home is not covered, but if you have a secondary home that you rent out and earn rental income and pay taxes on that rental income just like a business, then you may be able to get a business loan at 4% to cover the cost of the damage to that rental property. And also if someone has a private road or driveway leading to their home that is blocked because of the storm, and so you cannot access your home with an emergency vehicle, that means it's not safe to live in, so you should register with FEMA to see if they might be able to help to a certain extent, and any balance not covered, you could get a loan from us to help pay for clearing that road to have safe access to your home, even if you didn't have any physical damage at your home. So we have 3 ways to apply. You can go online to lending.sba.gov to start the process online. You can contact our customer service center to ask questions, learn where the nearest recovery center is to go visit, or check the status of your application. And you can contact them at 800-659-2955 or by email at disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. And you can also visit one of the recovery centers and talk to us in person. The nearest one is in McDuffie County at the Thompson Depot at 111 Railroad Street in Thompson. That's open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 7. And that's a disaster recovery center with FEMA and SBA there to help. And also in Augusta, there's another disaster recovery center with the same hours at the Hub for Community Innovation at 631 Chaffee Avenue. And then we also have a business recovery center that is just SBA people that help homeowners, renters, and businesses. That's at the CSRA Regional Commission at 3626 Walton Way Extension, which is Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4. But, you know, I'll provide the information to put on your website and so everybody can, you know, see what the current hours are for those recovery centers, and I'll provide updates once those hours change. So I appreciate your, the opportunity to share this information with everyone, and, you know, via your website and the recording for everyone. So I appreciate that. And does anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
I got one.
Commissioner Tankers?
You mentioned that interest rate. Is it the same for everybody, or if you doing your underwriting don't look as good as it should look, does that interest rate go up?
Okay, the interest rate is not based on, you know, whether you can barely, if you can qualify for the loan, you know, you probably will get the lower interest rate. There is, if you look on the fact sheet, there is 2 columns. So the people that have, whether it's a homeowner or a business owner, if they have very deep pockets and they could go into a bank and get a line of credit easily, or, you know, basically fund their own recovery, some of those people with very deep pockets might get the higher rate of, instead of 2.813, it'd be double that of 5.626, and up to a 7-year term. And a large business such as a Food Lion or, you know, supermarket chain or something, instead of the 4%, they might get 8% for 7 years. But the vast majority of homeowners and, you know, business owners will get those lower rates, 2.813 for the homeowners, renters, and 4% for the businesses. And since it's free to apply, you know, you can wait and see what terms are offered before you make the decision. You can easily decline the loan at no cost as well.
Anybody else have any questions, Mr. Beard? Mr. Beard, you say, I think I heard you say we can put this or some of this on our website? Try
Yes,
to
please.
get it out to people? Okay, we're gonna do that.
And I have, again, have a summary of some of the points I've made too that I can share to put up, as well as the flyers.
I think we got, is this what you're talking about? You got this kind of summary?
Yeah, those 3 flyers, there's a flyer for each of the 3 types of loans, the home loan and the business loan and the economic injury disaster loan for working capital.
If you got that, you can give it to Mr. Director Broom. If you got something that he can get.
Yeah, I just got his email address right before the meeting started.
Get it to Director Walton, we can get it on our website.
Yep, will do.
We appreciate you coming and sharing that with us, and we'll try to get that out.
Great, appreciate that, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Item 8 is the Colonial Danes donation of the library. Director Park.
Chairman, Commissioners, about a week ago, we received a $600 donation from the Fort James chapter of the Colonial Dames in Washington to help us with assisting them in research for, you know, the Colonial Dames and for the genealogy lab in the library. I'm here today to ask you to accept the money and then to allow us to use it for a subscription to newspapers.com, which will help us with that research.
Okay, we're familiar with it. Is there a motion that we accept the gift grant $600 to the library from Fort James Chapel?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried, and I think that's the only thing you got. You can go if you want to. Okay, the next item is item 8. No. 9. Federal Transit Title 6 Program Director deal, and you might as well stay because you got 3.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
All right, our Title VI policy is for our transit department, and I have reviewed and updated the existing policy, and I'm asking for approval of the updated policy, which you all received a copy of that. I updated the policy using the template provided by GDOT, and so everything should be in compliance with what they require. And this policy makes sure that we are serving all individuals equally, regardless of race, ethnicity, or languages spoken.
Okay, I'll let you pull that mic down just a little bit. Is there a motion that we approve the Federal Transit Administration Title VI program?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion is carried. Item number 10 is Transit ADA Policy Director Deal.
All right. This, we do not currently have an ADA policy in place, so this is a new policy for us. And I was able to get also a GDOT policy or template for this as well. And so we will be in compliance with their requirements for this. This policy makes sure we are serving all individuals equally regardless of any disabilities.
Now, a motion to approve the Americans with Disability Act plan for Lincoln County Transit.
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Agenda item 11 is the CSRA AAA Recreation Funds and Request Budget Amendment Director Deal.
So I am requesting approval to accept funds from the CSRA Regional Commission, and these funds would go toward recreational activities, supplies, that kind of thing, bingo prizes for our senior citizens program. I have not been told how much we will be allotted, but I have asked for up to $15,000. And so they have not yet determined how they will disperse those funds. So I'm asking for approval for up to $15,000. There's no local match required. And then I would also ask for a budget amendment to add this to our budget.
Is there a motion to approve up to $15,000 from the CSRA AAA Recreation Funds request?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Is there a motion that we make the budget amendment to reflect this?
I so move.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins for the budget amendment. Director Dawes, you and Director Deal, I guess, take care of that. Any discussion on the budget amendment? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Just for those of you that might be watching, this was a part of our long work session last week, so we've discussed this and we know what we're voting is not that quick necessarily. That's it, Director Deal. You're welcome to leave. Item 12 is alcohol license applications. Clerk McKellar.
Yes, sir. We have 3 applicants tonight. Our first one is Mr. Al Holloway, manager of Rocky Branch Golf Course. He is applying for a Class B beer and wine on premises. He has met all of our requirements.
Now, a motion to to approve the application for Rocky Branch Golf Course.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Clerk McKellar.
Our second applicant is Mr. Ernie Campbell, manager of Soap Creek Marina and Resort, for a Class A beer and wine off premises. He too has met all his requirements.
You heard the request for Soap Creek Marina and Resort. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Tykes. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Clerk McKellar.
Our final applicant for this evening is Mr. Jason Rayford, owner of Client Crossing, for a Class A beer and wine off premises.
You heard the request for Clyde's Crossing. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tangley, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Clyde,
I'm going to abstain from voting on this one.
state your reason.
I own the
Premise.
Let the record show that Commissioner Clyde abstained. He's the landlord of the business.
Don't vote.
Yes.
Now, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Huh?
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Okay. Item 13, Lincoln County Paws Contract Renewal, Director Dawson.
Chairman, Commissioners, last year we entered into a contract with LC Paws for stray animal management in Lincoln County, and that contract has an option for the county to renew, and we're asking the county to renew that option for another 12 months. The contract amount is $8,000 paid in 4 payments, and we're just asking the Commissioners to renew that contract.
Okay, as you know, Ms. Fox came to represent Lincoln County Paws at the work session. We talked about it with her. This is something that we do every year, provide services for the animals in the county. They have a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Item 14 is the Department of Family and Children's Services roof replacement. Director Dawson.
Chairman, Commissioners, we put out sealed bids for the roof replacement at DPACS. We received 2 quotes, Penn Roofing for $13,992.64, and Keener Contracting for $15,500. Penn Roofing is the parent low bidder, and this work needs to be completed as soon as possible, so we're asking the Commission to award it to Penn Roofing for $13,992.64.
Okay, we talked about this. You know, Mr. Wood represents, I don't know, I guess he owns Penn Roofing, does he?
I do not know the answer to that
I
question.
don't either, but he's a Lincoln County resident, lives in Double Branches community. Oh. If that motion, we accept the recommendation from Director Dawson Finance to award the bid of $13,992.64 to Penn Roofing, put a new roof on the Department of Family and Children's Services building.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
That's second.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tanker, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Item number 15 is 2003 Joint Use Facility Reimbursement. Director Dawson. Mayor McCombs is here. Don't say nothing bad about it. We get along with it pretty good.
Chairman, Commissioner, as we discussed in the work session and as we've discussed before, the county has an obligation under our contract with the city for the joint use facility of the water treatment plant to pay any additional costs that are over revenues received. And for some years, we actually get money back, but in 2023, our share of the additional operating costs were $60,540.68. We got this earlier in the year, but apparently we failed to authorize the payment of that, so I'm asking the board to approve payment of $60,540.68 to the city of Lincoln for our share of the joint use facility operating expenses for 2023, and it will be paid from the water fund.
Okay, you heard the request from the Finance Director. Is there a motion to approve?
I make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Item 16 is a truck for Public Works. Director Dawson.
Chairman, I'm going to turn this back over to you, sir.
Okay. Gotcha. We talked about this at the work session. We had a 2017 used truck that we were looking at, and I think the quote on it, I know the quote on it was $47,000. I asked Commissioner Tankersley if he would look at some of the people that they deal with on a new vehicle and what the price of it would be versus a used vehicle. Commissioner Tankersley, do you have anything to say?
I did what you asked, and you have the quote in front of you. This is a new F-350 with a work bed, gooseneck on it, with the undercarriage toolboxes on the bed. Total cost to our county would be $73,000. That's a 24.
25 it says.
Or 25. Okay, it's already updated. Give us a 100,000 mile warranty on the engine, powertrain, because it is a decent four-wheel drive.
What's the total of that vehicle?
73.
That ain't what I'm showing.
That's the
That's,
gas engine.
Oh, this is gas.
oh yeah, that's the gas one on there.
Okay.
It's behind all those pictures right there.
You want this kind of?
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it right here. That one is a 24.
Yeah,
That's a 24 Ford F-350, four-wheel drive crew cab. He's told y'all that. It's a Gerald Jones Ford, it's 70. The gas burner, they don't have one of them in stock. I think you told me you checked with several dealerships, and it would be 8 to 12 weeks before we could get one in. We don't need to wait 12 weeks, do we? So, what we request is that we purchase this from Gerald Jones Ford for $73,000, and I think we're gonna pay for it out of SPOSS, or
Transportation,
we're gonna pay it out of T-SPOSS.
we're gonna pay for it out of transportation splost.
That's got less money, that's all right. All right, we're asking then that we purchase this for $73,000, Gerald Jones, for the public work, and it will be paid for the T-Splosh funds. Is there a motion?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Tankston. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. Director Dawes, I guess you take care of that too, won't you?
Yes, sir, Chairman, I'll issue the purchase order tomorrow.
Okay, item 17 is jail food contract, Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, as we discussed at the work session, we have a current contract with Summit Food Services, provide meals at the jail. That contract allows for it renews, it's a January to December contract. The existing contract allows for a price escalator of 5% or CPI, whichever is greater. The vendor chose to only ask for CPI, which is 3.9%, so they asked for a lesser increase than they were entitled to. And our recommendation is that we accept their increase for the next year. And the other thing that I pointed out at the work session is we did talk to Sheriff-elect Smith, and he requested that we renew this contract. And he is planning on putting out an RFP this next year, so this gives him an opportunity to do that.
And this is a company we've been with for many years.
Yes, sir, we've been with this company since 2009, I believe, Chairman.
All right, you heard the report from Director Dawes. This is with Summit Foods to feed the jail. Don't have an exact cost, but it's a budgeted item. This is for January through December 31st of 2025. It's budgeted in the general fund. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
A second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. Item number 18 is peer quotes for the Ag Arena, Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, as we discussed at the work session, we have received 2 quotes to install the 10 piers at the Ag Arena for the betting building. The company that's actually erecting the building gave us a quote of $33,250. H&H Industrial gave us a quote for $34,950. These are turnkey quotes. They provide everything, labor, concrete. The Tyson Steel Buildings, the company erecting the building, was a low quote, so we're recommending that we award to Tyson for $33,250 to install the piers. This would be paid for from the grant that we received from the Georgia Department of Agriculture.
We've already purchased the building, is that correct?
The Board of Commissioners has already agreed for the building, yes, sir, and we've made a down payment on order of the building, yes, sir.
And that building came from Tyson, so Tyson will be the one that's putting the piers in also. That's a 80 by 100 foot building. It'll be 20 foot behind the ag building. Before I call it to a vote, let me say this before I forget it. We have met a time or two with people to cut most of the timber out around that building. We don't want any tree to be able to fall anywhere and hit any of that building. Off Extension Service office, the banquet room, or whatever we call poise room, the arena part, or the staging building. We've asked them to cut pretty much all the timber on it, leaving some of the hardwoods, but no hardwoods that reach the building. The building is supposed to be here when?
We believe the building will be here after the first of the year, sir.
And we believe they'll start?
I'm going to try to get them to start at the piers in the 1st of December because they need to cure before they actually start on the building.
And the timber harvesting part?
The timber folks said they were going to try to start after Thanksgiving.
All right. I think said the mill was shut down for 2 weeks during the, you probably know about that, during the other, well, you know, there's not a whole lot of timber out there. It's, we thinned that timber several years ago. I don't remember when, but we thinned it out and did some work when we started where the ag building sits today. But we need to get that out. So the motion will be to approve $33,250 to Tyson Steel for the piers for the staging building. And as he said, it's to be paid for out of the money, state grant money. That motion.
I make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I appreciate it.
I'll
Motion
second
by
it, Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman.
Clyde, second by Commissioner Tinkers. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and the motion is carried. The next item on the agenda is the Workers' Compensation Resolution, Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, as we discussed at the work session, this resolution just simply cleans up by adding the new department that licenses our EMTs in the state of Georgia, the Georgia Department of Public Health, and I'll read the resolution, Chairman. A resolution authorizing volunteers and elected officials to be covered by the ACCG Group Self-Insured Workers' Compensation Fund, repealing resolutions or parts of resolutions in conflict and for other purposes. Be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lincoln County, Georgia, and it is hereby resolved by authority of the same, Section 1, volunteer firearms fighters are authorized. Section 2, volunteer law enforcement personnel that are post-certified.
Director Dawes,
Chairman?
we'll suspend the reading of all this. We've looked at it. We've discussed this at the work session too. Is there a motion that we approve the resolution?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And the next item is the one that we postponed tonight and carried it over to the December meeting on the ACCG Retirement Amendment Resolution. Item 21 is 2024 ACCG Retirement Contribution, Director Dawes.
Chairman, Commissioners, I'm asking you to approve our 2024 ACCG retirement contribution. It's $394,810. This is a budgeted item. I will let you know that I budgeted, last year was $410,927. I budgeted $420,000, so we're going to be about $24,000 to the good, and so if you would authorize this payment of $394,810 for the 2024 ACCG retirement.
Okay, is there a motion to approve Lincoln County Defined Benefit Plan, $394,810 is budgeted in general fund? Motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tanker, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. This brings us to the next agenda item, which is the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Director Doss said that he knew at least two of the members of the Board of Commissioners would probably need to talk to the lady we're appointing. We have asked Nancy Dawkins. She has served on this board or a twin to this board one time before. Is that correct, Clerk
Yes,
McKellar?
sir.
Wasn't exactly this board, was it, or was it?
It was
Anyway,
this-
it don't matter. She has agreed to represent Lincoln County, 33 counties in this, our region of the state. You got it all in your paperwork that it says each county has one seat. There's 50,000 population or less, and then it goes, and I think I counted, there's about 40-something members on that board, but this is a term that we're appointing her to that goes from now to June the 30th, 2027. Is there a motion that we appoint Nancy Dawkins to represent Lincoln County on the Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities Board?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
As second,
Second, Mr. Chairman.
motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item number 23 simply says Public Works Director. We went into executive session last week to discuss the personnel. This is one of them. Our former director, Robbie Seymour, has agreed after a lot of conversations to come back and work for Lincoln County in his position as Public Works Director. He's here tonight. And let me just say that over the 17, 18 months that Robbie's been gone, I don't know of a week probably that somebody with the county over across the street or me, or probably some of y'all hadn't talked to Robbie, and he's graciously helped us in everything we've done. I, for one, am excited for the fact that Robbie is coming back to work with Lincoln County on a vote tonight that I hope that y'all will give him. Come back in his former position. I think that we've all agreed that he would come back to work next Thursday, a week from today. And he don't need no introduction to you. I'm going to ask for a motion that we hire Robbie Seymour to be the Public Works Director for Lincoln County. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
A second.
Second.
Oh, that got quick. We got a motion by Commissioner Tanker, second by Commissioner Clyde. Is there any discussion or any remarks from any of the commissioners?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Clyde.
I'd just say we'd like to thank Mike and Stephanie who had to pitch in and do an awful lot of them, adding to their own workloads and helped carry us through the time that we needed it. So we sure appreciate them. Glad to have Robbie back on board.
Anyone else? Okay, before I call for the vote, Mr. Clyde, you're exactly right, and I have to brag on them every chance we get, but Director Iker stepped up to the plate, and I don't know what we would have done without her. And keeping that office running, and she's still the Director of Community Development. Michael Newman sitting back there in the back. He's that handsome young man back there with. I don't know how I could say enough about Michael Newman either. Michael has stepped in. He's done an excellent job. He and Stephanie knew a lot about what she was doing. She's been over there so long, but Michael took on some things that he really didn't have a whole lot of help of in talking to Stephanie or Robbie. Well, I wasn't much help. But Mike did an excellent job, and his role in Lincoln County government, I hope, will be till he's retired when he's about 82 years old. I don't know how to say how dedicated that Mike has been and will continue to be. He's an integral part of our public works operations. He has a big job and a big challenge to work, continue to work with both of these people and to work with the road and particularly the utilities. I've given him the challenge to take that water department, which is, we all know, is on thin, marginal grounds financially. Not a whole lot of room in there for waste. But Mike has learned a lot. He's just done a good job with that water department, our utilities. And I think he'll do a good job, and Robbie's worked with him a long time. Robbie was here 23 years, so hopefully he'll be back at least 4 more. But Mike, we all appreciate what you've done. We talk about it amongst ourselves. We know you've done a good job, and you'll continue to do a good job. And your knowledge and your dedication, your work ethic is. You need many people your age that work like you work this day and time, I can tell you that. I mean, it ain't many work cold as cooper hard as you do. We just appreciate you and look forward to a long relationship with you. With that said, is there any other comments? If not, I call it to a vote. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, and the motion's carried. Director Seymour? He's not former director anymore. He's director. Welcome back. You got some good co-pilots to help you pilot that ship. Item 24, as most of you know, and this was discussed last week too, Mr. Ben Jackson has served as Lincoln County Attorney at the end of this year, 12 years. I knew Ben by going to basketball games before before I came back, and he was county attorney 4 years before I came back. I'm not going to say a whole lot about Ben tonight. I'll save that till next month, because he will be with us until the end of the year. And I'll just say my remarks, Ben. I'll tell a bunch of lies about you next month, okay?
Thank you, Chairman.
I have talked, and I know some of you have also. This lady that is sitting up here tonight next to Mr. Jackson is a Lincoln County native, graduate of Lincoln County High School, our public school system. We got many people like her that has succeeded and excelled and worked hard, went to law school. She's been practicing law. She bought Buddy Dallas's practice over in Thompson, Georgia. That's where her office is today. She has a lot of relatives. I call Mr. Roy your granddaddy, folks. I know you do too. Mr. Roy Stringfield. Y'all all know him. I've talked to several attorneys and to Judge Hammond, who was a former county attorney, to Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jack Long, I can't believe I couldn't think of that, who works with us some. I know y'all all know Cheryl, and she has graciously agreed to take over as the county attorney when Mr. Jackson leaves at the end of the year. I think she will serve us well. She's willing to go to the schools that the University of Georgia puts on, as well as ACCG, the Georgia Municipal Association, and the Association of County Commissioners. And if y'all will accept and appoint her to be the county attorney come January 1st. I look forward to working with her. So I'm going to ask for a motion that we appoint Ms. Cheryl Gracie as Lincoln County Attorney beginning January 1st, 2025. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Now, second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Tankersley. Any discussion or any comments by members of this board? I think that's most of my notes that I looked down with to talk about her. I don't know whether y'all know this, but her mother worked for Lincoln County for a while. She worked in the probate judge's office. Carol, I'm not gonna really put you on the spot. If you want to say something, you can, or you can save it to January. It don't
Yes,
matter
sir.
for me.
I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with y'all and representing the county.
But we look forward to working with you, and I know you'll do a great job in the office of county attorney.
Thank you.
We look forward to it. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. The hardest motion we ever have to get is item 25. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Have a second? Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion to adjourn? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried, and we stand adjourned.